Hello everyone! Welcome! My name is Soon Dunes and we're back with some more NEROFEST as promised. Rare is it I keep my promises and actually manage to keep up to date with streams, but here we are in a rare bit of consistency that, if I do say so myself, is the minimum expected. Today you can see the team we'll be running for in the first part of the stream with more NEROFEST, an Odysseus-centric lineup featuring Castoria, Odysseus, Medea, Boudica, and Nobutatsu. I've noticed there's also something consistent between all the servants, but we don't need to go into that. Now, we're running this for a while, but then in the second half of the stream, provided I don't completely flub the technological aspect, we will be transitioning to a tier list stream where we'll be just discussing, spitballing some tier lists, probably nothing too meta. I tend to prefer the silly ones, or the stupid ones, or the esoteric ones, or just the downright bizarre. But we'll come to that later in the stream. First off, it's back with some more NEROFEST. We might do some challenge quests as well, try some setups. Again, I'm not one of these FGO YouTubers who is, how you say, good at the game. So I'm not someone who is necessarily able to conjure a magical setup you've never seen before. But if it's a cakewalk, well, I'll walk on the cake. Anyway, that's enough of a preamble. Let me just test the sound again. There we go, sound all working. We can proceed. Also, it's really cool to have Medea function as an essential component in a actual legitimate lineup. Now, for those who were here in the stream earlier, well, I guess earlier today, as it were, we got another copy of the 5-star Rose Petal CE. And since I actually want to try and bond people as well, I'm actually going to combine them. This is long-term, not a smart strategy, but because bond will be a focus just as much as, you know, getting more rose petals, I'm actually okay doing this. Now, it's a fairly old craft essence, so it'll be near the bottom, and I'm guessing in my infinite wisdom I forgot to unlock it. No, it's just, oh, it's right in the middle. Bugger. This also sabotages my support list that I made, but again, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And now, we are at said bridge. Tyrese, welcome to the stream. You can't stream twice in one day, that's illegal. I know, right? I thought, you know, can't do that. And yet, here I am. Cerebus, welcome to the stream. He's in Australia. It's already tomorrow. It was already tomorrow when it was yesterday. That makes no sense, but you know what I mean. Hope you're both doing well. So as I said, the first part of the stream, we'll be doing some more NEROFEST, some challenge quests, some, shall we say, yeah, I think we'll have some fun with that. Some more farming, and then we'll move on to tier lists for the second half. Again, this is the lineup we're running. And what this then allows us to do is have some fun with bonding, because we like to spend time with our servants and really bond and get to know them. So the best actually here would be the 4-star, because often 5% is less than 50. So I'll line up first. Castoria, Odysseus, Castoria, Medea, Boudica, and Oda Nobutatsu. Oh, I also forgot to put up the target for today. Aye. RDX, welcome to the stream, and happy NEROFEST to you as well. I suppose we're sort of in the death throes of the event now, but happy NEROFEST to everyone. Whether you've been farming hundreds of boxes, whether you're just starting, there's still time yet. Zeno, welcome to the stream. I hope you're well. Max, I joined and the first thing I heard was tier lists. Yes, later in the stream we will be having tier lists, as long as I don't flub the technology, or else it'll be 3 streams in one day as I learn how to change it. Now, please don't be shocked. I'm going to put the stream goal on screen. I'm choosing between them. Which one do you guys think? Well, that's a bit big. 15 is probably a fair goal. I feel we should bring back Umu. Or maybe Nobu or Nobutatsu. I'll just make it smaller. Alright, let me see if I can edit this, shall we? Let's see if I can move. Oh. That's not good. You know what? It turns out I don't know what I'm doing. So we're just going to leave it like that because otherwise I'm moving stuff that I can't see. Ardiet says, yesterday's is today's past, tomorrow is today's... yesterday's is today's past. Tomorrow is today's unknown, but today is a gift. And that's why it's called the present. Wise words indeed. Tyrese, I got Summer Castoria in a very good mood now. I bet you are. Congratulations. I tried to roll on the male banner. I got Diarmid, who fits the qualification of being a male, but doesn't fit just about any other qualification I was looking for. I will say, though, there was only one thing I wanted on the female banner that I rolled for, and I got it, which was the 3-star CE. That's right, I will roll banners for 3-star CEs that are available on the Friend Point Scout, but only in JP. My lack of logic generally only applies to the JP server. On NA, I tend to try and be a bit more logical. He says, with 0 St. Quartz. And I think I have 1 right now. A whopping 1 St. Quartz. Turns out I don't know what I'm doing in the story of every college student taking the final exam, which is why I dodged them like the plague. I actually wasn't bad at exams in high school, but when I got to college, I completely collapsed with exams. And so for my final year, this is for undergrad now, I purposely made sure I did not take anything that came with an exam. Because essay writing, I was pretty solid. So I just said, no exams. And that's why I didn't have to do an exam for my master's or my final year. But my second year of undergrad I did, and my word, my grade was not pretty. Never again. Never again. Ardiet says, I got Summer Suzuka in 1 roll, and now I'm taking my 200 remaining quartz to Summer Barghest. I have to say, congratulations. I find it interesting. I've been looking at the Summer Servants and seeing if there's anyone I'd want. So let's start with the obvious. Who I don't want. Chloe? No. Castoria? No. I mean, it's not a surprise when it comes to me. Suzuka, I was 50-50, because I wasn't especially fond of what I saw, but I actually think her first ascension looks pretty cool. But I feel like the ascensions get progressively less interesting. That's my only issue with it. I think the first ascension is cool, but thereafter, I'm just like, I'll admit, I'm not rolling for anyone in the second half, so I don't know. I just spent 3 hours fighting Gertia with Tyra no Karekyo, says Kazuto. How was that? What was that for? Like, are you actually on the thing itself, or is it like some sort of rerun I'm unaware of? Yeah, not really an option for a physics major. I get you, Mats. I get you. It's, one of the benefits of being a social science student. Everdale, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. You made it. Welcome, everyone. So yes, we are currently doing NEROFEST. Later on, we may be doing some tier lists. Well, we will be, but I'm not sure if it will be in this stream or a stream that starts about 2 minutes later. It depends if I can handle the technology, which, given my previous track record, is looking exceedingly unlikely. But there is always a chance. Optimism is my word of the day. Word of the weekend, in fact. Largely because it is the weekend. Alright, I think we'll do this. That'd be a nice way to clear the second wave. The thing is, I also get to write 30-page papers for my history major. Yep. No, I remember it well, Mats. I remember it well. I remember I have 1 essay I wrote. This was not the biggest essay. It was but it was probably the one I did the most research for. I read well over 100 academic papers in like the space of a week and a half. Didn't help any. After the first 20, honestly, I felt the remaining 80 were a waste of time, but I used to have this thing where if I don't look in every nook and cranny, I feel I deserve a bad mark. Tyrese says, we all know how good Soon is with technology. Absolutely, I am a star. I'm surprised the government doesn't roll me out to teach people how to use modern technology. RDX says, I've just been using Chenggong in the 90 Plus like a madman because I haven't beaten Lost Belt 6 server. My task 2 is one upgrade away. That's the thing. I don't have Koyan, so that's my downside. Chenggong we actually used at the start of yesterday's stream. Then we went to use Shahrazade, and now we'll transition to the 90 because it gives more petals. Everdell, the left side of the game screen is cut off. Yes, so is the right side, actually. OBS and the iPhone do not, they don't know each other. They haven't met. So I can't actually fix it without, like, the bottom of the screen being cut off. Now, if I was smart, I would, like, put something, like a promo there in that bottom half, which to make up for that, but I'm not smart, so I haven't and I didn't. But I might do that for next time. Kazuto, I never actually managed to beat Gertie. Well, good luck. Have you been able to? It's not easy. Like, he's such a step up, I think, once you get there, compared to everything you faced beforehand. My farming team is Waver, Castoria, Chenggong, Skadi, and Oberon. The Chenggong army. Now there's no limit to his ability to murder 5-star teammates. So, Phonic Monk, do you have an Oberon? No, I don't. I don't have any Lost Belt 6 servants. I actually did roll for them, despite my apathy towards the story itself. And I got none of them, probably because of my apathy towards the story itself. So, I mean, I have Castoria, obviously, but I didn't get any of the new ones. I didn't roll Toyan. I got her within, like, 2 multis on JP. Wasn't forthcoming on NA. Didn't get Oberon. Didn't get any of the Fairy Knights. Didn't get Percival. Yes, I've got Gareth. They did, Tyrese. They avoided me like the plague. Generous cannon fodder is more apt. Yeah, you know. Chenggong is a strategist, I suppose. You know, that's how we would define him. He is a strategist. Maybe in the same way Jack the Ripper is a surgeon. Okay, in comes Medea. By the way, I'm devastated to know I actually can't burn the new 3-star CE on JP because Medea is in it. And Medea is never in any craft essences. I didn't notice until someone pointed it out on Twitter. You can just about see the back of her head. And yes, that is enough for me not to burn. I got Koyan, Oberon, Melu, and Sif. The one I'm missing is the one you wanted most. Well, on the one hand, I feel bad you were unable to get the one you want most. On the other hand, you got everyone that I couldn't. But I have no doubt you saved far more than I did, so... Starkiller, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a lovely weekend. Oh, that's nice, RDX. That's a strong combination. My GSSR was also quite good. I haven't used him in this event because he's someone I need to level up, which is why I need to open far more boxes, because I need to level up his skills, Lartoria's skills, and a few others that are sadly a little bit lacking, because I'm a little bit behind. Medea isn't in anyone's thoughts, sure as heck not when it comes to people who need buffs, but let's buff the Artorias again. In my thoughts, though, and that's what matters. I don't talk about her as much as maybe some others, but Medea is my favourite servant from Fate's Day Night. Shortly followed by Archer. Then it's... I like Lancer as well. Obviously, he's up there. And then I guess there's quite a bit of a drop-off, that it's probably Torginol? Then another drop-off, then it's Saber. And then it's like... Ryder, I guess? Maybe? I'm sorry, Max, but... No, Berserker. I do not enjoy his characterization. Again, nothing against Heracles as a character, inherently. I just don't like the way he's really utilized. So Vonic Monk says, I had to spend a disgusting amount for Oberon and Koyan. Oof, I can only imagine. Especially because you're going across two banners there. I am considering spending for the first time outside of GSSR this upcoming Duda. I admit I am still considering that. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Finances have to be in place. I don't even know if I'm going to be in the country when that's on, actually. I actually may be going abroad for the first time in years towards the end of the year. And it might be relevant to the channel, so I might mention that a bit later. Matt says, I ended up with everyone minus Morden, but I got NP5 Sif when I wanted NP0, and Oberon is rotting at level 50 in the second archive. NP2 Melazine and NP2 Bardus is very nice, though. Let me see. Okay, we got another casted gem. That's always welcome. RDX, what stats my friend got a Budhi and Mirasaki Rider? I the two I wanted most. That's how it is. You don't get the ones you want most. You get the ones other people want most. Always works that way. Kazuto asks, does Ozymandias need an animation update? He's not a priority, but he does. He's very stiff. He's very stiff. So he's got decent animations for the time he was released, and compared to some others, he's not a priority. But in an ideal world, if every character who needed an animation update got one, I would have him towards the back end of the list, but on there nevertheless. He can be a little bit stiff. His NP looks fine, but his, although there's a lot more they could do with it, especially what they can do now, his could be phenomenal. But he can just seem very stiff. Matt says, I thought you liked Archer. I do like Archer. He's my second favourite servant behind Casta from Fate's Day Night. Casta was my favourite, and I think the only character whose motivation I probably found relatable. I think other than that, I like Archer's character. Obviously, the point is he has flawed ideals as much as Shiro has flawed ideals, and that's what makes it interesting. And then I like Lancer a lot too. Lancer a lot. That is way too close. RDX, I'm 120 Medea, the second rail casting drops, and I farm 6 million Nobutatsus for coins. Remember, Nobutatsu is more than just coins! But yes, no, that's a very fair way of using him. In fact, as I've said before, when rail casting does come, which allows you to generate 2 holy grails per month if you spend 2,000 servant coins, Nobutatsu, 1-star servant with 3-star worth of coins but 1-star appearance rate. Save your friend points for Nobutatsu, and just because he is really cool anyway. That's from the official fan club of Nobutatsu. All rights reserved. Tyrese says, my favourite Fate's Day Night character. I'll have to think about it. I wonder, Tyrese, I wonder who your favourite might be. Starkiller says, doing well. I managed to beat all most of the exhibition quests except for King Hassan. Yes, King Hassan is certainly one of the most difficult ones, so I don't blame you, but excellent job on the rest. So Phonic Mod, I was in Brazil during Lost Belt 6. Cool. Cool, the place I'm going isn't even remotely related to where they're heading in the story. It's just, I may, I don't know, I may have some videos from there, that's all. Exactly, Max, with 2 lads who just grailed Leonidas. That is what we are. RDX says, Toy and I got easily. Oberon required a bit of sweat and tears, but eventually, all for the sake of making sure Taster 2 hits like a truck. If I didn't have it on JP, I wonder how I feel. Because Task 2 is my go-to on JP. So I'm a little bit lenient. I too wish to Grail Leonidas, but again, wait for Duda and Grail casting. Yeah, absolutely. Whoever you're planning to Grail, Duda is perfect for it. Even though I say Noble Tatsu is more than just coins, he happens to also be coins, which is very useful. So I wouldn't blame you all for using it, as long as you, of course, have him NP5. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. It's just the way things are. Just the way things are. Start. Granddad, welcome to the stream. You can cheese it with Ereshtadal. Huh. I wish I had Ereshtadal. I always wish I had Ereshtadal. And yet I never have Ereshtadal. Truly. A modern tragedy. RDX, my Zora MP5 already have him maxed out. Good man! Matt says, I only end up summoning Oberon so he can be a rechargeable battery for melee. I still haven't used it because the Archer 90 Plus had one enemy in Wave 1. I mean, he's very useful just for that alone. That's the thing, from a meta standpoint. Even if his final skill has some issues that obviously make it debatable, the first two are just so useful. RDX Kira's favorite pincushion is giving me a headache with her challenge quest. Ooh, how's it going? Zarabus, 24 Grails in a year, 2,000 coins per Grail. Only the long-time whales shall truly feast on the Grail casting system. It's true. On JP, I'm lucky if I get one every few months. But that's why I'm trying to spam the friend point roll as much as possible. Get the Orvia pens that I want, and the rest can all go for Grail casting. Oh, my Task 2 team is possibly my favorite farming comp since it involves Merlin. Crew, Merlin, double Toyan. No, Task 2 is one of the funnest servants to use in the game. It's a bit of a shame, to be honest, that I can't really use him on NA the way I do on JP. Because I don't have any of these supports aside from Merlin, which isn't quite enough to make his system work. Is there any servant you would save up a whole year for? We're talking hypothetical, right? Because clearly I don't have the resolve to save on a gacha game. It's weird. In real life, I can save quite easily. I barely spend. But I tell you what, get into gacha, my inner demon comes out. I mean, this do the banner is one I would have saved up for. But I've relented and said I'll actually probably spend for it. Now, spend enough to actually get the characters? Absolutely not. But I can dream. Enough to give myself false hope. I mean, I've got Jolta already. I've got Nobu already. Ryoma is the only other person I didn't think of. I don't know if there's a 5-star easel. Maybe. But there's no one like... Beyond this Duda, there is no one who's come out that I'm remotely interested in enough to save for. Maybe aside from next year's Valentine's Alter Ego. I'm vaguely interested in rolling for them because I have them on JP and I actually like using them, and I think they're the only servant coming out in the next 2 years I'm particularly bothered for. I can't think of anyone else that I'm particularly excited about. Grandad says the 20 quintillion Saber Lily coins. Yes! Saber Lily to the rescue. My personal Grailcaster. Ah, fair enough, Max. Although, would you use it on Gilles de Rais? And then just have him not attack, but just use it to use it on him. See? Now, I guess that means you'd have used Gilles. Never mind. Fair enough, fair enough. Tyrese, I'm actually doing that start last week for Berserker at Musashi on the 7th anniversary. Wow, that is Yeah, I'll save one day. Thing is, my problem is I think life's too short. I don't want to have to wait. I just want to roll when I roll, which is a really dumb attitude for a gacha game, but it's the approach I've taken. What can I say? Other than the fact I'm a complete fool. RDX says, all my farming teams have worked out because of Oberon's 70% battery being able to make Chenglong loop from 18%. That's the thing about Oberon. He is truly transformational, as is Koyanstar. They are game changers, quite literally. They have changed the nature of the game. In doing so, the game does adapt and become harder from here on, including on farming nodes. Farming nodes without certain Lost Belt 6 characters become a lot more tricky going forward, which is, again, one of the problems I have with it. I don't think the game should be so Lost Belt 6 oriented. Obviously, they disagree with the new summer event, but that's just my opinion. And I think we do lose something because of that. On the other hand, the power! Granddad says, anyway, regarding Grails, I don't know. My only real target for 120 is Ruler Moriarty, since I already have the Archer at level 120. Ooh, level 120 Moriarty. I don't think I've actually ever seen that before. But no, that's pretty cool. For me, I've got like 3 or 4 that I'd love to get around there. On JP, my only 120 is Noble Tatsu. Daeon is, like, Daeon and Mao Nobunaga are my priorities for NA, which is like my proper one. I have Banked here at 104. I'm guessing I went through a period of self-loathing. Alright, audience. Come on, Sue. I'm proud to say both she'll have exactly 0 bomb points. That's fair, Max. That's fair. I'm just saying, if there ever was a reason to use them, it is to obliterate them from existence. As I do have to come with this year, I had so many good servants, maybe next year. That's the thing, if there is a year of servants that you just want, it's so tough to save. Wait, the cost mistake of Rome for NP3. Good luck, Matt, good luck. Zerba says, I plan to save half a year for a dumb banner. Traum, 3rd banner. Siegfried! That's not dumb, that's fine. Especially if you want to take them beyond 120. I don't blame you at all. If I could remember when there's a Daeon banner, I would absolutely save. And I'm pretty sure Daeon appears raised up on a banner. But my memory means I won't save. Immortalis, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well and having a lovely weekend. Doing some farming, trying out some challenge quests, and then we'll try and do some tier lists as I fight technology. Alright, let's bring in Medea next. Kashtar. Nice attack buff. Let's let Odysseus actually launch his Buster card. We haven't really seen the Buster card as of yet on stream. So, can I ask, who is one servant, guys? Who is one servant that you would save for? I suppose, let's try and limit this. Are there any unreleased servants you guys are saving for? So not servants who are on reruns, not servants who may be on special banners, but unreleased servants. Now, I understand not everyone keeps up to date with the JP meta and what's going on there, you know, and new servants and such. But for those who do, who are you looking forward to most? As I said, for me, there's an alter ego for next Valentine's. I'm trying to avoid the name. Other than that, there's no one I want to roll after this year. Which, again, is probably not the ideal situation, to be honest, but tis what tis. Moriarty, Ruler Moriarty. Lady Avalon, Kutor Khan, Save Medusa. If I had about a Cha-Cha Avenger... That's what I'm surprised. The thing is, she was in like one of the old Buddha-Dudas, but it was just her Berserker form with the Avenger class designation. I wonder if they will do, is it Lady Yodel? Like her older form. Prato. Mary Anning. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Not save up in the conventional sense, but That is pretty interesting. Weekend has just begun. Indeed it has, and thank mercy. Oh, what a week it was. What a week it was. Okay, so it helps that they give Sony St. Quartz of its anniversary, so there's not much reason to say it at any point after that mark. That's the thing, all my stuff is before. I'm a bit screwed, to be honest. Future Arts Assassin, Future Buster Servant we have seen in a past chapter, Future Somerset, just way too many to name here. Wow, that is quite a few. Yeah, no, Mary Anning's definitely popular. She was very popular when she came out. I know lots of people who've grailed her. Imagine if we do that another cha-cha, it'd be a miserably great look into her character. Oh, Fidel. She's someone who's underexplored. The problem with Duda, of course, is there's so many bloody NPCs, but they actually end up bringing out new people first, so we'll probably see her as an NPC. And if that's the case, give it a year or two, and I'm sure we'll have her in the game itself. There aren't too many new servants I want, so I want to focus on NP levels, some of my favorites. That's fair. I'm probably going to be the same, to be honest, Tyrese. That's probably where I'm heading to, just because there aren't too many new people that I'm particularly bothered for, particularly interested in. So, yeah. Alright, so, Trastoria, Troya Hippos. In terms of rerun banners, I'm 100% going to get King Torti in November 2024. Now, that is some forward planning. Ah, yes, that's true, with Heracles. Fair enough, fair enough. Do I have any friend slots? I believe I do. I'll be putting out my friend code over on the community post later today. I just need to get things sorted out because I'm very bad with my friends list and I'm very bad at sorting everything out. So I'll put it over on the community post later today. What kind of tier will it be? Ah, for the tier list, that's up for you guys to decide. I would say I lean towards less meta-based tier lists. I'm not a huge fan of meta-based tier lists, not least because I don't use that many 5 stars outside of like the farming setup. So you know me, I made 3-star superstars for a reason. But yeah, we'll decide. It might take me a moment because you know how great I am with technology. But we'll probably be starting at maybe about half hour or so. Ardiet says we need Kondo Isami. We do. He is the weirdest omission. By far. By far. It's baffling we don't have the head chief to Shin Sundrumi. I agree. Alright, yes, I haven't played that yet. I need to complete Yakuza 0 first because I'm so bad. I want to play Yakuza 0 so badly, but I don't want to start again just because I feel my first gameplay was sacred. I'd be very happy to play through the whole thing again. No complaints about that whatsoever. But and do you know what? I've realized now it's been 18 months since my Xbox broke, and I've still just left it at that. It's so dumb. I think it's been 18 months. I'll need to check. I thought it was 9 months, but it may have been 18 months. Either that or it was 9 months and I'm completely delusional. But I think it's 18 months. It was 18 months. Oh my word. I just realized because I wasn't in my current job. Oh, wow. Okay. Yep. Sorry, I just had an existential moment. Starkiller asks, Dune, which summer banner are you rolling this summer event? For NA or JP? For NA, actually for both, I wasn't planning on rolling. For NA, though, I might throw a few quartz that come through for kindness. That would be pretty much it. I'm not interested in anything else. this event, to be honest. It's Summer has, as I was sort of saying on yesterday's stream, right? Summer has sort of lost its luster for me since Summer 3. I haven't really enjoyed any of the events since then. Summer 4, I thought, was horrifically overrated. And I rarely think things are overrated. Because I thought Summer Hokusai just, don't get me wrong, as a servant in-game is fantastic. But as a personality, was weirdly grating. And again, Foreigner Hokusai is one of my favorite servants, so this was surprising. Also, if any of you saw the Trash Taste After Dark most recent episode, you'll see Hokusai featured. Pretty cool. Strange way of describing her, but pretty cool. Summer 5, I just didn't have time to get invested in. I was just too busy with work stuff, so I can't really say I'm too excited either way. Kazuto says the one character I'm going to roll for whenever he comes back is Arjuna Ota, the god of berserkers, as I once called him. A very good servant, and my GSSR, fingers crossed. Grandad says, I wanted to show you my wacky support list for level 100 units, just everything. Absolutely. So yeah, I'll be able to put out my friend code over on the community post afterwards, and then we can maybe have a session where we sort of go through people's things, if that's what they want to see. Absolutely. Matt's tier list idea. Coolest weapon design, staves and shields included. No weapons such as Odysseus equal ineligible. That could be interesting. Well, I'll think about that one, definitely. Tyree says, I did expect my favorite summer design to be Suzuka Gerson. That race queen design is just begging for me to draw it, though Castoria is a close number 2. I honestly think Suzuka's first ascension is the best ascension we have received in this new summer event. The only one that's comparable is if I shut off my brain and think the welfare is actually just Maeve and not who it actually is. And then I can rank her up there as well. RDX, I've given up on pulling a meta of supports with meta DPS have always been getting power crept super fast. It's true. It's very true. I gave up pulling meta a long time ago. I went through some for Koyan because I liked what she does in setups, and Oberon because why not? I didn't roll for him on JP, so I thought I might as well do it here. But other than that, I just tend to go for, whoever I feel like, and it never works out. Matt says, time zones really are a trip. They absolutely are. Yesterday's stream was this morning's stream for me, and this is the last thing I'm doing before bed. That is kind of crazy now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah. I've slept during that time. I only slept for about 4 hours, I should say. Couldn't sleep last night, just because my dreams were wild. Nothing particularly scary. If anything, they were a bit political. Which I thought I had escaped, but there we go. At least I'm not dreaming of my job anymore. That's an improvement. Raz says, Hotsai speaks like Ellis from Left 4 Dead 2. I have only played Left 4 Dead 2 once. I'm trying to remember which character that is. It's Ali RDS. If they make your favourites better, I think it makes a lot of sense. Okay. Now, here we go. Let's use Aegis just because we haven't used it yet, and it's the coolest animation he has. Oh. I can hear screaming outside, like excited chanting. No idea what it is, but, well, I'm glad they're having fun. It is the weekend. Luckily, every meta unit benefits Moriarty a lot. True. It's always a happy coincidence. But no, at the end of the day, I don't think there's even anything wrong rolling purely for meta. It's however people want to enjoy the game. And I think when people try and police other people's enjoyment of the game, whether it's you have to read the story or else, or you must only roll for meta, or how dare you roll for meta, you meta cringe lord. No, just let people play the game how they want. Then we all have fun. But keep at least one NP5 Nobutatsu. Zito says, Faker, maybe. Baz, yes. Mary Anning, super yes. Krem, yes. Splishstar, if not from the GSSR. And maybe the Summer 4 stars. Quite a collection there. For me, Theta, no. Baz, absolutely. Mary Anning, of course. Creme. Oh, we got a craft essence. Just before I give a very, very, very unpopular opinion about a character. There we go, we got another one. In terms of Creme, it's, I think she is the worst Noble Phantasm animation in the game for years. It's worse than Vlad's old one. I think it's awful. I hope they update it. That's my only problem with her. It's just awful. My favorites tend to be meta. Tyrese, always a happy coincidence. I wish I could say the same. Oh, for sure, people out to enjoy the game however they see fit. No, exactly. Yeah, I'm obviously not going to police people. That's just how I play. Absolutely. You know, I should say, I hope I haven't given this impression. I'm not referring to anyone here. I'm referring to another website, a certain X, the artist formerly known as Twitter.com, where I see people trying to police in both directions. It's very bizarre to see people complain about having the way they play the game policed, only to then subsequently police the people who were previously policing them. I get it, Max. At the end of the day, I regard him as a fictional entity separate from his original self, so I'm fine with it. But I don't blame you. I understand completely why. And there are a few moments that I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't have written him like that. Zerebus, odds of a Summer Murian appearing as a stealth banner? I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure. I've wondered. Again, not for me, particularly, but I wondered, but I feel like she's someone they might want to capitalize on financially, so they might announce ahead of time, rather than making it a surprise. That's my only thought on otherwise. Grandad, worse than Leonidas. Ah. Oh, you mean the animation? Ah. Look, I mean for like a 4-star servant. I mean, Anne and Mary sometimes run it close, but it's bad. Like, for a new one, should we say. For a Noble Phantasm that was made in the last 3 or 4 years, it looks like something out of year 1 or 2. It's really, really underwhelming, I find. I like to but no way am I giving her a Quartz Me MP3 Zerk Sashi fund. What? Oh no, I think, Max, I think what he's saying is that Leonidas deserves an animation update. I think it's praise, not criticism. Gatekeeping is definitely popular on that certain site. Yes, it is. Grandad, I got banned from the subreddit Discord because I said someone should roll for whoever they wanted. What? I admit, I'm not overly familiar with Reddit. I've been on there a couple of times. You'll actually see, you can find me on the FGO subreddit. I commented on a thread once or twice. Those were the only times I ever went on the site. I didn't find any reason to go back. So, that's insane. Why? That's just bizarre. Leonidas deserves the Romulus Quirinus treatment. Leonidas, again, is probably number 1 for me. Just ahead of Mozart on needs an animation update stat. Mozart's long overdue. Mata Hari's long overdue. Shakespeare's long overdue. Anne and Mary are long overdue. Heck, Nursery Rhyme is long overdue. Nursery Rhyme is a 4-star with caster balls. Heck, yep, even Phantom. Why is he still scratching people? I know he has claws, but my word, man. When he wears the gloves, it just looks like he's purring on them. It's like a cat. I would pay whatever it takes every sits a 5-star Leonidas if he were to be added. I get it. I get it. I really do. Zeno, I think Roland's NP animation is way worse than Cream. I disagree, you see. I didn't mind Roland's, because I could at least see what they were going for. Cream's was just boring. And I get, oh, there's a drag of a sword. How interesting. How emblematic of her personality, the grating, the subtext, the symbolism. No, it's just pretty underwhelming. But I also get why people would find Roland's underwhelming too. I didn't mind it personally, but also I guess I thought the simplicity works for him, whereas hers just looks bad. His is just a bit simple. Hers, it looks worse than Vlad's. Matahari needs love. Let's get more buffs to Kochino. It's tradition, audience. It's tradition. All hail caster balls. Honestly, the fact they're still in the game in year 8 for a servant who is a premium servant, by which I mean not someone you can get from the friend point banner, is ridiculous. Same for Anne and Mary being, just basic attacks. Like random sword swings and their bodies hurting and jerking about, like Proto Coup, etc. I think my problem is her entire personality is yelling and being in pain, but I guess I can't read it on JP, so it doesn't help. Yeah, I thought you meant Matahari for a second. I was like, wait, what? No, yeah. I mean, that's part of it. I'm not so much bothered about the personality side of things. For me, it's the animation. I just think it's really dull and really underwhelming. And I remember when she came out, everyone was saying, wow, this is so amazing. I'm like, why? I'm not getting it. I'm not seeing it. No, I mean, that's what I mean. It says, conceptually, I think it's fine. Like, conceptually, there's no problem. It's the actual animation that's the issue. Conceptually, I think it's actually quite good. That's why I think I feel particularly aggrieved that it's animated and done in such an underwhelming manner. Zerabus, I'm all for that. And if they add a Shinji servant, that is exactly what he should be. He should be the caster balls of Fate Grand Order. Oh, yes, I can't stand Anna Mary Ryder because they robbed the buff from Caster Marie for no reason. My Anne defending instincts are kicking in. But I will relent because I get your pain, and I agree. The fact that Caster Marie did not get a buff is absolutely ridiculous. Like, genuinely, it's like they've forgotten about her. No, I get it. Well, I would be salty and petty too. Grandad says, I wish Lancelot got an NP more similar to the one he has in Stellar Link. It's much better. I mean, it's pretty cool for a phone game at the time. We've sort of moved on a little bit, so it's become a bit more underwhelming since, I guess. But back in the day, Lancelot's NP looked kind of cool. Also, just a mini update on the 2 polls we discussed on yesterday's stream. 199 votes so far in the Jota versus Mao Nobunaga poll. 61% in favor of Jota. So what's that, 122 votes? Mao Nobu clinging to life with 39%. Can Mao Nobu break that 40% barrier? I don't know. And then, we've actually maintained status quo, 96 votes. Artoria, 67% to Mordred's 33. And that's about what I'd expect, a 67-33, 2-1 split. I'm surprised that Mao Nobu has 39% against Joltra. I actually thought she'd have less than that, so I guess pretty impressive. But those are the polls so far. I'll have a couple more up on the community page, so remember to check that out. As we keep going, we'll be farming for a little bit longer, just a little bit. And then we'll be switching out. Have I seen Darius's NP and Excel link? I have, Effidel. It's not a JPEG army. Automatic upgrade. One MP that I think is better on FGO rather than selling is Iskandar. Yes, the music. You feel something deep inside. Inspired. I'm with you on that. Tyrese, I'll make it canon that Noble beat Sholta off screen in the comic. I thank you, I think? Am I in my Nobu or Jolta allegiance mode this weekend? I think I'm in my Nobu allegiance mode, so thank you. Shot them straight from the heart. I know Darius' MP animation is really rough, but it has an elephant in it, so I can't hate it too much. Ah, but so do the others, but they actually make better use of it. There we go. Ardiat says, speaking of Casta-Marie, I got a full-size Casta-Marie figure to go with my small chibi one. Oh, that's lovely. I didn't even... I have to see. They have a full-size one. Huh. So, you mean the people who make the figures remember more than the developers? Bloody hell. That does sort of ram it home, doesn't it? But no, that sounds cool. Second biggest fan after Tita Shawn. Yeah, Tita Shawn is a massive Marie fan. Let's see how we're doing bond-wise, shall we? Let's check in. We're up to 81 caster gems. Gold caster gems, always one of the most difficult to come by. Just with so many bloody supports there and such. Ah, also, I need to show you guys something. So, first of all, we're 5,000 bond points away. Honestly, the first, 9 months of me having used Castoria, I scarcely used her because I scarcely played the game. We're almost up to 1 million bond points. Okay, that's kind of crazy. That's all recent. Medea... Ooh, we've got under the 200k threshold to get Medea to bond 10. Katsu, 148. Boots, 38. And Mr. Odyssey Man himself, Odysseus, 241. So I actually got this. I've managed to, just all the people on NA who I have at bond 10, which isn't very many. On JP I have a few more, but for bond 10 on NA, here we go. Obviously, Daeon was going to be in that first slot. It's me. Daeon is going to be in that slot. Then we have Mordred, Arash, Kulhalen, Ryder Ishtar, my favorite incarnation of Ishtar. Skadi, who was one of the first I bond 10. Might have actually been the first person I got to bond 10. I think it might have been Skadi. Lord Kojiro, Spartacus, and of course, Mao Nobunaga. And then we have Merlin, Leonidas, who we got a few streams back, Georges, who we got at the same time. It was nice to get them both done together. And someone who I brought to Bond 10 ages ago that I always forget I did, Shakespeare, which I guess I used him a lot in the early days, I'm guessing. Especially pre-Cheng Gong, he served that sort of secondary buster support role. So feel free to say who you have at Bond 10 in the chat as well. We'll run this a couple more times until I think we'll get Castoria to the next Bond level, then we might try some challenge quests, and then we'll head over and do some tier listing. Brenda says, I remember a few years back when they were selling Sigurd and Moriarty's glasses of merch, but it was stupid expensive. Oof. I can only imagine. I don't wear glasses, although I probably should. I haven't been to an eye test in a while. I was probably meant to wear glasses a few years back. Don't tell anyone. It's a secret. I don't drive or anything, so, I don't really need them. I don't do any transport stuff or, No, exactly, audience. That's why we had to set it up, because Leonidas was slightly ahead, so we had to make sure they got it at the same time, and luckily, it was timed just about right. Taunt buddies. 22 Bond 10s. Impressive, Grandad. That's why you're the Grandad. On JP, I think I have a few more. I want to say I have a few more on JP. Because I know I accidentally Bond 10'd people in my back line. Like Kiyohime, I scarcely ever used, but she was always the 6th person in the team for Bond purposes. And I just never noticed until she got to Bond 10. Ginato at Bond 12, Lancelot at 12 or 13, and of course Moriarty at 15. I don't have anyone above 12, I think. I'm wanting to get Noble Tatsu up there on JP. Having a non-DPS at level 120 is always interesting. And by non-DPS, I mean someone who barely does any damage even at level 120. Gravel, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Only have Chloe on Bond 11 and Georges on Bond 10, but tons on Bond 9. That's the thing. I have a whole bunch on Bond 8 and 9. My problem early on, from I guess in this perspective, right, is that I just didn't really stick with consistent teams all that much. So I have loads of people in the 7 to 8 region. Efferdell says, off the top of my head, Ushi is Bond 15. Nice. Saber Alter Bond 12, Raito and Raito Lancer Bond 11, Medusa, Gordon, Consort, and Lancer U, all at Bond 10. And Bedivere. RDX says, I pulled a rush out of retirement, and then he proceeded to get a 25 kill streak on me during that one. CQ's revenge. I mean, look, he's earned it, alright? If one guy has earned the chance for that catharsis, against all of us, quite frankly, it's a rush. Also, I'm happy to say congrats to whoever just voted for Mordred. Team Mordred here, baby. Tyree says, I don't have Stardy. Is her upcoming summer form a good substitute? I don't know. I don't use summer Stardy. They're quite different, though, in my experience. I'd have to, honestly, give her a try. I'm trying to remember what the, proper FGO YouTubers were saying. I know the reviews on her were good. I can say that much. But I don't know if she fully substitutes, because I know, for example, right, some of the support she does is to, bust the crits and stuff. She has that sort of, awkward combination thing going on. A guy used to have, in my list, used to have 2 level 100 P5 Helenas on the list, and the Archer one was at level 102. That's rare. You don't see much Helena love in support lists, what I found. She is one of the ones who I've seen at 90. I don't know if I've ever seen a level 100 plus Helena. Especially the Archer form. The Archer form you rarely see stat. Matt says, Leonidas is Bond 13 going on 14. Heracles at 11 to 12. Muramasa, Merlin Castoria at 10 to 11. And OG Artoria has achieved her goal. She has reached her Avalon at Bond 10. Nice set. Arash studied Ku and Carmilla are my Bond 10s. That's nice idea. Carmilla, someone I need to use more. Honestly, I had her on JP. She was one of my first ones. Great. Then I got her on NA ages later. And honestly, 5 minutes later, she was NP3. And I was like, wait, what? I do need to make better use of her because I do genuinely enjoy using her. But she's like Bond 2. I just haven't had the opportunity as of yet. Grandad says, I don't watch FGO content creators other than Chaldea gurus and you because the comments are depressing. Weebs make me sad. I'm sorry for that. Sorry for that, Grandad. Sometimes the comments can be a little bit aggravating, especially if they are hostile. That's always a shame. I think some people take this all a little bit too seriously. So I haven't been into FGO much lately. But I've been trying to get back into it, and these streams have been a big part of that. But in terms of the content creators, I mean, my go-to was always Tita Sean. Not so much for reviews, because I don't tend to watch too many reviews, just because I want to do that myself, you know? And I feel if I watch someone else, it sort of jeopardizes my review. Although that's stupid, by the way. If you ever want my FGO content, watch other content creators and learn from them. Don't be like me and have your head up. I was going to say head in the sand. Some would say it was up my derriere. But I know there's a lot with good reviews out there. If you have Stardy and Ruler Stardy, then you can pull off a looper off your friends list, but there's console you either use one of these. Okay. Solid. Better overall quick farming sport, says Max as well. OG Stardy is a bit weaker on the skills, but a solid defensive swing. I think Gate of Sky is underrated. People hate it, and they hated the buff that Caster Stardy got. I liked it. I think she's solid. The fact that she has an evade on her NP is enough defense for me. And Gate of Sky is a really good Noble Phantasm. It can be situational at times, like a certain exhibition quest going on right now. But I do genuinely think it's very solid. Rance said I meant more because of the homophobia. Oh. I'm really sorry for that, Granda. That's horrible. That's actually horrible. What? Why would there be... What is wrong with people? I mean, I know why there's homophobia. Don't get me wrong. As in, we see it every day. So it doesn't surprise me. I know there's just people who are, not very nice out there and who are bigoted. So I know technically why there is. But why are people homophobic? Just... yeah. Anyway, I won't... Obviously, this is a safe space for everyone. I want everyone to know that. And we won't obviously dwell on the negatives unless people want to talk about them in a sort of constructive way. But I see that especially in a game like FGO, which I feel is generally quite a progressive space. I'm actually shocked to hear that, and I'm really sorry you've encountered that. That's actually... Okay, no, but also I'm, that's not very nice. I'm sorry for that. Just know, obviously, I'll do my best to make sure this is a safe space for stuff like that, in terms of not running into stuff like that, because, yeah, it's just gross. We used to be incredibly homophobic when their games get a lot of rep. I just don't get it. And I'll admit, I kind of guess, I haven't seen it much in their comments because I don't read the comments, I guess, of other FGO YouTubers. I don't really go into it much, but I know even on Twitter, in spaces that you think would be quite progressive, and again, I'm not, if we're about politics, you guys know, I moan about left-wing stuff all the time in terms of, foreign policy. But in terms of this, I just, yeah. Hello, Sophie. You're gay. That's fine. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. It's so weird how people are upset by things that don't affect them. Yeah. It's so bizarre. It's so bizarre. Yeah, look, I won't go into too much detail. You guys know I used to work in policy. Used to be a journalist. Went into politics, but you ran into all sorts of stuff and you just thought, what the hell? And sometimes it'll be an interesting what the hell, how did you fall down this rabbit hole and believe that aliens walk among us in skin-tight suits? And then others, it would just be stuff like this. I still remember when I got criticized when I was a journalist because I wrote a story about a president of a country who had admitted to murder. And I didn't frame it in much of a way other than to point out, I didn't say murder was bad in murder bad, but I implied it, I implied murder generally not good. And I was labeled a snowflake amongst other things for it, which today I still have as one of my favorite times from back when I was a journalist. Kanda, Camilla, Elizabeth, Shufu, and a long... Well, that's what you said. You had 23, right? Jean Dark also, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. No problem at all. Hey, as I say, people are busy, The whole point of these streams is if you guys have time, absolutely feel free to drop by. FGO or not. And, it's just cool to talk and stuff. No obligation at all. I just want to make that very clear. So for those who are wondering, we've got a little bit more farming to do. Then we'll try out some challenge quest stuff, but only stuff that's easy enough to not make me feel embarrassed on camera. And then we'll be switching over to tier lists, provided I can work the technology that is OBS. I know I make it sound like some futuristic technology. I'm an old man, okay? These things are hard for me. I'm not like you young whippersnappers with your fancy, fandangled stuff. If not, I guess we'll be having 2 streams back to back. Yeah, absolutely. No problem at all. No problem at all. Some people label a snowflake for fighting their bigotry. I was a snowflake for being against murder, which I thought was something even slightly more, let me be polite, eccentric among us. Agreed, in most cases, if not all cases, is generally wrong. Oh, oh, Siegfried, I feel so bad for, man. Oh, we, did we, no, did we do the Siegfried one on stream? I know we did the Maeve one on stream, and I accidentally killed her with, like, Chiome when I think I said, like, this will not kill her, you see, but we can try later, and then Chiome proceeded to kill Maeve. Now, being a Chiome fan, I was obviously quite ecstatic at this. Oh, that's no problem, Max. That's no problem at all. 3 a.m. You're waking up even earlier now, Max. But, nah, I hope you have a lovely weekend if I don't speak to you again. And thanks very much for dropping by. Troya Hippos incoming. Ah, it's no problem. Yes, of course. For those who don't know, by the way, if you missed the stream or missed part of the stream and you want to catch up, you want to hear my lovely voice for some reason, that is apparently a cross between a professor and a grandmother, every single VOD of every single stream is on the channel. And that's how I found out one of them was almost demonetized the other day. YouTube, of course, doesn't tell me why, but evidently something went wrong. Maybe we said a naughty word or something. I'm not sure. Like, gosh darn it all to heck. RDX says, I one-shot Siegfried with Kiara and Napoleon and Emiya on 3 separate runs. See, now you're just making me feel even worse for the poor man. My favourite run was the double anger mine you set up, I saw. Just utterly obliterated the poor fella. Yeah, she can! I'm a Chiome fan. Honestly, she's one of the 3 or 4 servants who's grown on me most throughout the story. I think she's absolutely adorable. I think I also like earnest characters, like Daeon. Obviously, Daeon was my first servant, which helps with that as well. But earnest, you know, and Chiome and Daeon may be the 2 most earnest characters in the entire game. Omega, welcome. You didn't lie when you said 9 hours later. See? I keep my promises. Once every 4 weeks. I admit, I'm not... Normally, when I say I'm going to stream, like, in a few hours, I never do, so... But this time I actually kept to it. I actually kept to it. I'm pretty damn proud of myself for that. Oh, I said damn. I probably didn't... Said it twice. I'm going to definitely be demonetized now. Although, if you see my earnings off... Again, I don't expect to earn anything off YouTube, but it just makes it funnier when they say, you earned 0.0003 cents. And there we have it, Bond 8 cast story, out of nowhere, may I say. I scarcely used to, I had like 200,000 Bond points not that long ago with her, and I think we've just hit 1 million, which by my sort of standards is a rapid rise if ever I've seen one. Thank you, RDX, thank you. Have I ever read a Hemingway novel? I actually don't know. You think I'd have read For Whom the Bell Tolls, but I'm not sure. Grandad says, regarding Ernest characters, I really like Charlie. He is amazing. I like him as well. But I also came in with a preconceived bias. I regard Charlemagne as the greatest hero in Europe and European mythology and history and sort of legend. And the fact that, canonically, Charlemagne can barely scratch Artoria while she runs him ragged kind of annoys me. Charlemagne is the one European figure who should, as a legacy, be above Artoria. So, I don't know, but I really like him as a character. Starkiller, I want Summer Chiome. She has appeared in Craft Essences, I believe. Now, of course, I save quartz, so we won't be spending our Saint Quartz anytime soon. I'm of course saving them for the upcoming Noble Rioma banner. So whenever we do get someone bonded up, we make sure to actually keep hold of those Saint Quartz and not impulsively spend them on a banner that will just give us something, you know, that we don't really need right now, like a 3-star, like Hassan of the Serenity, for example. Or, you know, maybe it might give us a Craft Essence, another low rarity servant, just something that we probably wouldn't want like a low rarity craft essence, like Battle of Tamlan. Good craft essence. I think I even made a video on it. What's the craft essence show about the Battle of Tamlan? No, it was about Dragon's Meridian. I made a second episode about Battle of Tamlan, but I never released it. So I'm sure we wouldn't roll for something like that. That would mean we just wouldn't get what we wanted. And that's why we save our Saint Quartz, everyone. Gertia is a serious problem for me. I don't blame you, Kazuto. He is a problem. There's a reason he is where he is. Tyrese said, now your channel is in danger. That's it. 3 strikes. Damn, and gosh darn it all to heck. Gravel says, quite like Chiyomi too, considering grailing her cursing mechanic can be fun. If I can get her one more time on NA, I'll grail her. I have her NP3 on JP, but she's a character I like enough that I'd like to grail on NA, which is sort of where I grail everyone, all my sort of main people that I want to grail, except Nobukatsu, because, well, he's already 120 on JP. Charlie doesn't have face day night privilege? True. Maybe Charlie can't put Rex Magnus down. That's true. If Rex Magnus could at least do it, maybe. Then I guess I wouldn't have too much of a problem with it. But yeah. What do you mean, why am I rolling? I didn't roll. Did anyone else see me roll? I didn't roll. I would never roll. Not until the Noble Ryoma banner was here. Charlemagne deserves better, even though he's already pretty cool. Yeah, I just felt from a storytelling perspective, he deserves, he's fine, but from a sort of strength perception, he deserves more. We're actually getting there with some of these. I'm actually surprised. Except Tatsu. Tatsu doesn't seem to move. He seems perpetually stuck with 143k bomb points to go. Thanks for the TED Talk. No problem, Effidel. See, I am an excellent educator when it comes to St. Quartz. Howdy, Camelot Jam. Hope you're doing well. I think after seeing the new kits for JP Summit, the carrots I want to pull has been shortened till Summer 8. Wow. I haven't really looked into their kits yet, but the problem is there's no one in this summer event I want to pull. Like, even from a design perspective, there's like one Ascension in the whole event that I think is like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I'm not sure that's enough to get me to roll. Kazuto says, I'm on attempt 15 and it appears nothing has changed. You'd be surprised. Over time, you'll start to learn little tricks of how to beat him. There are little tricks to it. And there are certain 3-star servants, maybe even a 3-star superstar, who actually is pretty useful for this fight. No, see, Granddad didn't see me roll. Show me how many Saint Quartz I have? Loads. Unfortunately, the game is bugged at the moment, and it keeps showing the wrong number. But I assure you, I have loads. There's just a few zeros missing at the end, that's all. I'm sure the game will correct itself in due time. Yeah, I was collecting firewood. Because you know what? It's winter here in Australia right now, so I need the heat. Heat from the mana prisms. Tyrese, when will you learn that your actions have consequences? Learning my actions have consequences? So this is the consequences of my actions. Isn't there that Pekora meme with that? There's my Pekora impression. I do impressions, yeah. Not good ones. Not ones that are recognizable, but I sure as hell try. Summer Chloe is a meta support apparently because it allows a lot of Buster servants to Black Grail loop. Now, what? Why? How? What? I guess I should complete it. Where? What? Who? When? When doesn't make sense, but we'll add it anyway. Not excited for the next NA summer, but JP's got me hyped. Pity I only play NA. There's no summer event for me at present. I'm waiting now for summer 9 to offer me something of interest. Nobu used test what? What? I'll try. Look, I'll try not to roll. Okay? I'll try. I'll try. Samatoi gives me the creeps, says Grandad. I hope she isn't the same banner as Bardist. I don't think she is. I think it's a different banner. I do think it's a different banner. I'll just be rolling the friend point banner. I just want the 2 3-stars CEs because I think the Gareth one is adorable, and I really wish I didn't want the Geo one, but it has Medea in the background, and as a Medea fan, I have to get it now. 30 charges in Black Rail Loop if Wave 1 has 3 enemies. Where'd you get this information? Oh, 30. Sorry, 30%. I thought you meant like 30 people who give charge. I'm sorry. I'm having a moment. I'm old and I'm tired and it's the weekend. I don't fully understand how, but that's the TLDR. Yeah, that's sort of what I'd seen, in truth. That is what I'd seen. I just don't understand how, and I don't know if I want to look either. Samatoi is banner 1, Bardis is banner 2, yeah. I've heard that a lot from you since. I'm honest! Good, because otherwise 5 rare prisms? Grandad, I think you're being a little bit optimistic. I think we get 1 rare prism, don't we, for a 4-star? I think it's 5 rare prisms for a 5-star. The game's not that generous. Oh, FGO, never change. Actually, please do. Immortalis, I got my first 4-star ruler recently. Congratulations, but can't remember her name. I think it's Astrea you're thinking of, who is another servant who's grown on me, and I'm 99% sure it's because of the wrestling. Look, we knew eventually, me, wrestling, Astrea, wrestling, I was going to become an Astrea fan. It doesn't matter about anything else. But yeah, Bardist is on a different banner, pretty sure. No, that's what I mean. Chloe's a 4-star, right? So Chloe only offers 1 rare prism if you burn her, right? Or am I going crazy? I have a Qin Liang Yu I can burn, because it's extra, so... I thought we only get 1. Oh, in case you got her NP5 or rolling. I get you. I get you. Get you. Oh yeah, Chloe's a 4-star. Yeah, Chloe's a 4-star, same as Suzuka Gerzen. I love Luvia because she suplexed Rin and then gave her the sweet chin music. Fair. How much bond am I getting at the end, sorry? I feel like I'm getting less than I should do. Okay. Why am I thinking? I know what I'm going for. Right, so this might be our last farming run, and then I'm going to try to switch to tier lists, but you'll have to give me some time because I'm an old man and I don't know how technology works. I have to make sure I don't accidentally dox myself as well, which is, you know, something you try not to do on the internet. Alright, here we go. So, I'm going to bring Medea in one last time today. And I have a lot of farming to do over the weekend, don't I? Whoa. What was that? My eardrum just went really strange and it sounded like my voice was going, like, traveling in a weird way. Woof, woof, woof. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Just having a moment, just a senior moment. Rails can compensate. Odysseus MP always reminds me of the Gundam series or Zoids. I mean, it is a very Gundam-like thing. They basically turned the Trojan horse into a Gundam. And even as someone who does not consume Gundam media, I have no problem with it. I think it's quite interesting, quite a unique approach. Okay, so this will be our last run, then we're switching over to the tier list. Any tier list ideas, anyone? Or do I pull one out of the magic hat? Which is basically make one up on the spot. But if you have any ideas for a tier list you want us to go through, tell us. And in the 1 hour and 30 minutes it will take me to switch between my phone and my computer screen because I am old, we will begin that process. Oh, wait, the hell? Another drop? Okay, this will help me this weekend, so I have no problem with this. I kind of wish it was a city I cared about rather than this one. But that's okay. That's okay. I shouldn't complain. Definitely shouldn't complain. All right, everyone. So that ends the farming portion of our stream today. We now head over to the tier list section. So here's where I probably doxed myself by accident, but let's try not doing that. There we go. I can do this. I can do this. All right, can you guys still hear me? Oh, gosh, you can definitely hear me. My word. So I'm going to try and set this up. Meanwhile, just enjoy this wonderful graphic I created in Canva. How do you even make a tier list like that, audience? Whoops. All right, let's see how I do this. I am an old man, so you'll have to give me a moment. Popularity in school? What's that? Oops. Okay, so you guys are just watching 5 noble Tatsus on their merry way. I, meanwhile, I'm getting my butt kicked. Whoops. Okay, we're getting there. Whoop. All right. I think we're almost there. Right. Okay. Wait. I can do this. We're almost there, everyone. What the hell is going on outside? Wait. Okay. Wait. There we go. I also changed my background before this, so you can see them dancing in the background. All right. There we go. My R34. What's R34? Oh gosh. All right. There we go. I think. Voila. A smoother transition you'll never see. Right. So, what is our tier list for today? We need some ideas. We have had weapons. We have had popularity. We have had... What else? I'm trying to think what else we could do. I'm trying to think of some ideas we've discussed before. I think I've already done a... Have I done a tier list ranking summer designs? I think I've already done that. I think. It could have ended worse. It could have ended worse. Carmilla's both going to EX tier. It depends on the tier list. If we're doing like a psychopath measurement, sure. Yeah, I've done that before. So I'm trying to think, what else have we? I could... Gacha lot. We could do a gacha lot one. Best gacha one, gacha lot. We can do a gacha lot one. I think that'd be pretty cool. So this, I'm assuming, is how good we assume the servant's gacha lot would be. Ranking on how likely you are to get pulled over by the cops if they drive. As someone without a license. Oh, I see. So, like, where the character, like, their peak moments. That makes sense. Bride potential. Sophisticated tier list. A sophistication list. That's true. Hammy Cat would judge that. I kind of like the gacha lot one. I think we'll do the gacha lot one first, and then we can always do one after. Alright. Can you guys still see okay? I can't see chat now. That's the only problem. So I'm going to be jumping between the two. Do we have a Will Whale tier? We may well do. We may well do. Likely to help you in the court of law. Almost every servant would be remarkably useless. Alright. We start with Mash Terrylight. Well, Mash is an interesting one because she's technically part of Chaldea, which means technically when you roll, she rolls. So based off the lot of the average master, C. Which is, C is, let me think of a name for this tier. I was going to say 1 in a million. But those odds might be almost too good. Oh yeah, no, I'm going to use my phone to check chat. Why would I want to watch a Sundian stream? Ugh. Yay, I'm in! Tears will water the crops. I like that. I like that. I like that. See if I can't catch a break. That could be the next one. And then... So this to be can't catch a break. And then for E... Irish Lancer. will wail for coins. Will wail for coins. That dumbass who spent $1,000 on millions banned in 2018 but only got a single SSR. It was Vlad. Was that you, Granddad? Or was that someone else? Is she more or less likely to roll wearing the Autonats? I think there's lore implications here, and I'm not going to spoil anything. But, Ushi alleged luck / Ushi actual luck. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look at Ushi's luck ranking. It makes no sense. Read Ushi's bio, look at Ushi's history, then read her luck ranking. And you tell me if that makes sense. A equal light spender, B will consider spending. I think this can just be like average. I just spent 20 and got it. Good job. A for almost. I suppose we could say B for better than Benkei. Now that could apply to like all of these, even the red. C and rank code. I'm like here. I'm like between these two. There's that measurement that you divide the number of SSRs you've got, including MP levels, by the number of days you've been playing the game. And I think I came out like a B- or a C+, something like that. But my luck is like in periods where it's A and periods where there's E. And there's no in between. Yeah, only in GSSR. That's me then. This is like my rank. Next we have Mash in Autonats. Now the question is, would Mash in Autonats have better luck than Mash normally? Do we think we would roll better in Part 2 than Part 1? Well, on the one hand, there's less access to resources in some ways. On the other hand, Mash, you know, she's got new equipment. She has more she can use. Sorry, Terry's reading the real lore now. Luck and magical enemy is so stupidly high for so many servants. It is, and often servants it makes no sense to be high on. I think can't catch a break. I'm not going to go into too much reason why, because there are people still on Part 1 here, but that is where I would put it. Can't lose if you only spend on GSSR. As someone who only spends on GSSR, you absolutely can. In fact, that should be in the middle. GSSR, but rolled that one servant. That should be an emphasis. That one servant. Can't catch a break is Mash's character in general. True. Next we come to Artoria, who the story would lead you to believe either has the greatest luck in the world or the worst luck in the world, and at times, both simultaneously. Artoria, when she becomes obsessed with something, is highly competitive, and you know she will keep spending money. On the other hand, when she's with Shiro, she has the equivalent of an American quarter, which puts her around down here, and probably not in GSSR terms, especially given how expensive GSSR continues to be on a yearly basis. What are we saying? I think she's somewhere between tears will water the crops, and actually she saved up, she ate rice for long enough, egg with rice, and she rolled that GSSR, so she's sort of up here, but then the GSSR she got, somehow it was 4-star Tristan. I'm not so sure. I see her as around here. Where do you guys see her? Personally, I'd place her around here. This is sort of where I'd see her. I'm gonna go here. That'll work. That'll work. Saber Alter. So Saber, but with a worse. GSSR was Mordred. Well, Mordred will be happy at that. For about 5 minutes until she realizes she's been sent straight to the second archive. Next. Saber Alter. Saber, but who's willing to use her massive resources. On the other hand, who has worse luck. I think she does here too. Actually, no, because she spends more money, tears will water the drops. Because she spends more money than Saber, but gets the same outcome. Alter, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. We're doing a tier list at the moment. This is for what would the servant's gacha luck be? Well, we're next on Saber Lily, and if anything, Saber Lily is Saber, but with incredible luck. I think she's up in Ushi alleged luck. I don't think she's will wail for coins. I don't think Saber Lily is throwing out dollar bills or pound notes. Pound notes? How old am I? Pound coins everywhere. But I do think she has stupidly, superbly good luck. So I see her definitely up there. Remember, Omega, this isn't how easy it is to get the servant. This is if that servant was rolling, what would their gacha luck be? That's my interpretation. That's what I believe we're doing. Correct me if I'm wrong. She spends 1,000 times pots per MP5, so tears will water drops. Exactly. MP5 Mordred, I see. I was going to say, MP5 and 1,000 St. Quartz, I would say it doesn't sound bad. Literally, if you just looked at this from the outside, it looks ridiculous. But from FGO standpoint, not bad. Yeah, I think that's a great way of summarizing it, Zeno. Saber Lily has great luck, but has no idea what on earth is going on. I think that's very fair. Next, Imu. In other words, she will wail for coins. On the other hand, she also has imperial privilege, so she may not even need to wail, but you know she's going to anyway. That's true. It's only on copies of herself. OG Nero has average luck, but she does have imperial privilege, so for small stints, she has good luck. And you know she's wailing. As, you know, RDX says, largely for herself, but nevertheless, she is wailing. Next, we have Sumanai. And when I look at this German folklore hero, I think Irish Lancer. It's the only place for the poor bugger. He can't catch a break. The poor guy just can't catch a break at all. Nero banned for hacking, yeah. Imperial privilege should get you banned for hacking. In fact, you know what? It will do. We're getting a few too many tiers, actually. I need to be careful. We need to have like a banned for hacking tier at the end. Next, we have Gaius Julius Caesar. Caesar, of course, doesn't have imperial privilege, nor does he have particularly good luck. He has money, so he'd be willing to wail, but he wouldn't be at the stage where he's getting coins. I think he kind of falls in a weird space, where on the other hand, I think he's down here for actual luck, but he's going to spend, so I think we probably put him in the Saber Alter tier, where he's willing to spend those resources, but he's just not getting the return. Now, you know, look, even his Noble Phantasm Protea Morse is entirely luck-based, but his luck rank is like C. I'm not seeing anything better than that. Can we make a still waiting to summon his wife tier for Rama? We might end up getting her. Or it could be can't catch a break. I don't think it's quite Irish Lancer. Next we get Altera, and if there's one thing about Altera, it's that she doesn't even know what she's doing, and Gacha is bad civilization. So I think when it comes to Altera, it's quite easy actually. Do you know what? This can be like one of these two. Gacha is bad civilization. See, I'm even spelling it the American way. That's true, but if you whale and have good luck, you go up here. If you have whale and you're bad luck, you're down here. That's how I tend to place it. This is based off gacha luck. Whaling is just a feature of that. Whale don't think Cleo's in the opponent pulls away so his money. Next, we have Gilles de Rais. Now, Gilles de Rais is an interesting one because we know exactly where Gilles would be. In real life, he had a mass fortune and wasted it all away. Irish Lancer. Chevalier d'Eon. Now, I think Chevalier d'Eon is a very discerning, intellectual individual who has rational self-restraint. So I think they are GSSR, but with solid luck. So I'm going to put them in the Ushi alleged luck category. Either that or they keep accidentally rolling a Stoffel, which annoys them because they can't bloody get away from a Stoffel no matter how hard they try. But I'm going to go Ushi alleged luck, and that is also because I am a Daon homer. It's no problem, Grandad. Thanks very much for dropping by. Bias ranking overruled. It's fair! It's fair! It's entirely fair! I see nothing wrong here. Next, Emiya. I mean, he's not Irish Lancer. What is Ushi alleged luck? So Ushi alleged luck. If you look at Ushi Wakamaru's profile in FGO, she has luck rank A. Then read her bio, and that's when you see her real luck, which is exactly where I put poor Emiya-kun. Emiya, I mean, look, has a guy suffered more than this man while also being a fictional character in Fate? I don't know. What I do know is his gacha luck would be terrible, and he's just rolling multiple copies of Ku. Probably all the Kus. Might even get Ku Alter, but it's still Ku. He's an honorary Irish Lancer. That's true, but I feel his luck is slightly above, like, true Irish Lancers, like Cuchulainn, Diarmaid and Siegfried. He could get lowered later on. I'm willing to, like, we can have some, like, aggregation later on, and we may end up lowering him. Next, Gilgamesh. I think that's enough said. Robin. Now, Robin is the type who I don't know if he'd spend. I feel like he'd find a way to participate in GSSR without actually having to spend. But then he'd still end up getting BB. He's somewhere that I don't know if he'd have particularly good luck. I think he's streaky more than having good luck. So Tears Will Water the Crops feels a bit low, but Ushi alleged luck still feels a little bit high. You know? It's a bit of a difficult one to tell, a bit of a difficult one. So I'm going to say, I really don't want to open another tier because it fits really nicely on the screen right now. I'm going to say, he does always end up in bad situations. That's true. You know what? He's a parallel of Emiya. He goes next to him. That's true. He rolls 5 stars, but they're all BB. And he doesn't use his 5 stars. His 5 stars use him. I mean, his golden rule is also only rank E, so make of that what you will. Next we have Atalanta. I feel like she would just have the most horrendous luck. Like, she'd be conned out of spending her money, or she'd give all her money away for Jack and the others to spend. I think she can't catch a break. Next, Uriel. Now, Uriel is an interesting one, right? Because at first you might think Ushi alleged luck, because she's probably not going to wail for coins, but she might be Ushi alleged luck. But I actually disagree. So we are actually going to have another row. And put that here. Will wail for coins. So that's fair. That's fair. But here we have others wail for them. Yep. Core of the Goddess. Yep, it works. It works. And if you know where Uriel is, you can probably guess where a certain other person who even has literal simps may go also. Next is Arash. Now, Arash is the type of man who would roll Castoria, roll Oberon, roll Toyanskaya, and then give them away. Tears will water the crops. Robin could be whales for others, I guess, but again, I think BB overrides it. He cannot escape BB. You cannot escape BB. Also, by the way, thanks everyone. We're up to 17 likes on the stream, so we've almost hit the stream target of 20. Thank you all again. Sorry, I have to do this. What's the spiel? I mean, it's true. Every like does help the stream. It is true. And it's just been really cool. So thanks for all the support. Anyway, back to this. We come to True Holland. And I think it says a lot when, as a character, you're not only iconic, but you have an entire tier named almost solely after you. I am very sorry having to put you next to Gilles de Rais. For that, I do apologize. Next, we have Elizabeth Bathory. So, in the case of Elizabeth, I plan to accidentally punch Jack Quip that sent angry letters to them. Probably true. Probably true. For Elizabeth Bathory, she's going to have weirdly good luck that she totally doesn't deserve. Because you know her good luck will be offset by Carmilla's bad luck. On the other hand, she's also the type to wail and obviously get copies of herself, but also get copies of Umu and nothing else. I'm kind of torn. She honestly, I could see her being an Ushi alleged luck or in Can't Catch a Break. She has that level of variance. Can't Catch a Break, Tears Will Water the Crops. I'll put in Tears Will Water the Crops. Because I think she'll have some good pulls, but only when Carmilla is around to see them so that she can just absolutely pee off Carmilla. Speaking of which, of being pissed off, as they say, it's Musashibo Benkei. Okay. Next we have Proto Kuhalin. Now, unlike regular Kuhalin, his luck rank, is at rank D. So I don't know. He is an Irish Lancer, but is he really an Irish Lancer? I mean, she isn't noble. Omega, she is a noble at the end of the day. Is Elizabeth. I think Proto True. I think he can't catch a break because I don't think he's a true Irish Lancer in the way older True is. But he certainly wouldn't be able to catch a break. He's not getting anyone good. You know, he's getting on the Arresto banner. He's rolling Fishman McCool. And you know, I love me some Fishman McCool, but not on the Arresto banner. Or if you roll like Demon King, Nobu, or Jean Alter banners, and you're getting bloody Hessian. It's that sort of situation, you know? Next we come to the King of Sparta, Leonidas. Now Leonidas is an interesting one because he could go anywhere. But if my calculations are correct, he's not going to bring enough, and he's going to end up crying about that because he's a very emotional man, very respectable man, but he never quite brings enough men. So tears will water the crops, I think. Or does he do that GSSR role? But I don't think he'd have bad luck. I think tears will water the crops. I think that's a fair placement for our good Spartan king. Let's have a look. Ooh. Okay, RDX makes a good point. He will wail because he's stubborn, but a contradictory point from Omega. He saves. Does he wail or does he save? Because he is stubborn. When he insists on something, he is defiant about it to the end. On the other hand, he does keep a more level head than most people. He is prepared. His calculations are always correct, even when they're not. So, it could be GSSR level, which is Ushi-alleged luck, almost. Gacha's bad civilization is kind of throwing everything off it. I'm going to say GSSR, but he rolled that one servant. He saved, he prepared, but the one calculation he didn't take into account was the pain of Gacha. And then... Say's balls always... Quartz and... Yeah. I can see that. Use the free-to-play and then rolls the rest. Alright. Due to time constraints, we will carry this on next time. This will be our final one for today. 3-star Lancer Romulus. So, he believes Gacha to be fine civilization. The thing is, does Romulus have Ushi-alleged luck? I think he does. Or does he wail? Romulus was able to defeat Remus. He has good luck. On the other hand, the devs made him a 3-star. I think he's in Ushi-alleged luck, but would he wail is the question. Kojiro Sasaki. Kojiro Sasaki will be up as one of the first next time. I can see him on the list, actually. But does Romulus spend? That is the question. Or how much does he spend? I don't know. Will he wail for coins for all the Roman servants? Of course, the problem then is he thinks everyone is Rome. Therefore, he'll wail for all the servants. It's tough. Gacha is Rome. That is a good point. Getting target is Roma. Very fair. You see, Quirinus, I think, is up here. I think regular Romulus goes here. He has very good luck, but he hasn't quite gone all out yet. When Quirinus arrives, I think that's when we start to see true Gacha personified. And, okay. That is everything for today. Thank you very much, first of all, for watching the NEROFEST stream, then for watching me stagger around and try to learn how to use a computer in the year of our Lord 2023, and then finally the tier lists. We'll be back with more tier lists soon, as well as some other games. As for NEROFEST, I'm probably done streaming for the event. I'll be playing it more off stream, so feel free to add me if you wish. I could always use the friend points for Nobutatsu. I'll be putting my friend codes in community posts soon. I will be streaming other games over the course of next week and onwards. I am looking to have a consistent stream schedule. Haven't decided on the days yet. The problem is my work is very inconsistent with how much overtime I need to do per day, so I can't really ever define when I'll be home or how tired I'll be. But if I can get all of that sorted out, then I think I'll be able to have a more consistent schedule. All that's left is to say is thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed the stream, please leave a like. We're on 17 likes at the moment, so we're just shy of the target, but that's pretty close. Especially considering the sort of stream it was and the impromptu nature of it, with again me being a master and giving like a 15-minute warning. But other than that, thank you all very much for watching. I have been SeeingDunes. If I talk to you again, whether it's over on YouTube or Twitter or whatever, I see you then. If not, they'll have a lovely weekend. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye, everyone.